When last we spoke, the Avengers were facing off against the Absorbing Man, who managed, after several months, to pull his body together. Now they're fighting on the docks where Crusher Creel, the aforementioned Absorbing Man, has absorbed the power of the ship's turbine. What will happen? Let's find out! Welcome back to Kevin's commentary on comics. Today we are taking a look at Avengers number 184 from June 1979. This issue, Death on the Hudson, was brought to you by David Michelini, John Byrne, and D. Hands, which, it turns out, was a pseudonym for a group of artists who worked in some small part on an issue, but no one in particular was given credit. So Marvel used this moniker every so often on issues through the late 1980s, but this may have been the first appearance of such. So a little Marvel trivia for you at the top of the show. Hey, it's all part of the service. So on to this issue. We start out with the Absorbing Man, who, as stated, has absorbed the properties of the ship's turbine and is about to crush the Avengers. The poor guy, he just wants to be left alone, but hey, if he wanted to do that, maybe he shouldn't have kidnapped a girl and tried punching out Hawkeye as he did in the last issue, okay? Okay. I've always liked the fact that Crusher Creel had a wrecking ball as a weapon, and that it also gained the properties of whatever he absorbed, but when he lets it go, changes back to normal, and now the Vision uses it against Creel. Now, let me say, I love the way Byrne drew the Vision. I wasn't so crazy about what he did with the character back in the West Coast Avengers or Avengers West Coast. I can't remember which it was at that point in time, but that's when Byrne made him all white and really robotic. But here, in these issues, in the 70s, the Vision was so cool. So Iron Man uses his armor to start turning tables on the Absorbing Man by absorbing the turbine power right out of Creel. Meanwhile, Miss Marvel saves a Beast who was trying to save her, and how the Beast didn't manage to lose his shorts while she's holding onto him and flying, I'll never know. But meanwhile, Iron Man has absorbed as much as he could from Creel and releases it into the upper atmosphere. Now back at the mansion, Captain America arrives with the newly appointed Avenger, the Falcon, and Guy Ritchie wants to get him processed with all the forms and everything, but Jarvis tells the two about the attack on the docks. What I think was kind of interesting here was that Jarvis refers to Captain America as Master Cap. You know, Jarvis said Master Thor and Master Iron Man, Master everybody. But it was funny because the Falcon goes into a little bit of a slave bit when talking to Guy Ritchie, because he's still bitter about being the token black man on the team. That was all done in order to meet the security guidelines set out by Guy Ritchie. So Cap wisely tells the Falcon that he just needs to accept this and let it go, start acting like an Avenger. The Falcon agrees, and they take off. At the docks, the Beast has managed to get the Absorbing Man in hand by spinning him around above him so that Crusher Creel wasn't able to touch anything, except, of course, the Beast. So he does manage to absorb the Beast's powers and throws them off of him. Cap throws his mighty shield at the Absorbing Man, and I wonder if this was the first time Cap has ever faced him because, hey, that was stupid. Creel absorbs the material of the shield, and we all know that's pretty much invincible. So they fight on when Iron Man returns and he tackles Creel, but that's short-lived because Creel, with the powers of Captain America's shield, punches Iron Man right in the chest and puts him out of action. Vision confronts Creel, and when Creel absorbs the Vision's powers, Creel realizes that he doesn't really have the control that the Vision does. And when the Vision turns immaterial, Creel sinks down through the docks and into the water. Creel sadly sees the ship he was trying to get on take off in the waters, and instead of being captured by the Avengers, he turns into water and dissipates into the ocean. We end this book with the Beast trying to take the ball and chain as a souvenir, and apparently it's too heavy for him. I love the dialogue here. Say, this ball and chain will make a swell trophy for someone else. Man, that is classic Beast. The last panel is the woman who was taken hostage by Creel, wondering if Creel really was that bad after all, and if it would have been okay if they had just let him go. I'd say no. Wouldn't you? So I'm Kevin, and that was my commentary. Man, I love the Avengers during this run. As I said in the last episode, they were so good until around, I don't know, issue 210, 215 or so, basically when the lineup changed again, and the artist changed as well. That the book kind of started going downhill at that point, but until then, it was great stuff. I'm going to do the next story arc that I think comes up after this one, in which I think it's the Wondergore trilogy, which focused on the origins, at least at that time, of the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. I look forward to rereading that one because I remember it being a great story, and I will share my comments with you. But until then, I think we're going to bounce around a little bit. I'm going to find some more classic tidbits from the 70s. But in the meantime, what did you think of this two-parter? Even if the Avengers roster was government mandated, they sure did a good job with this lineup, didn't they? I don't think there's been a better one ever since. Even in the more current day Avengers, where they have practically everybody who's ever been an Avenger on the team. So why don't you leave your thoughts about all of this in the comments below? Click on that ever important subscribe button. And while you're doing all that, please do it as you are making sure to have a great day. Me? Well, I'll see you later. Bye.